Thank you so much, Lisa. So at UMBC, we have a tradition, and it's a tradition that our president often reminds us of. And that is the tradition of telling our stories, how we came to be part of the UMBC community, and why we are here. And so I hope it's clear from the stories that we shared today that our UMBC community is working together to face challenges with an innovative approach and with a deep commitment to our shared values. We are all leaders at this time. Your collective vision and commitment empowers our university, both in this critical moment and for the future of our community. And through that work, we are together writing the story of UMBC. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and recognize all of those who have been impacted both personally and professionally by the COVID pandemic, including the many members of our community who are caregivers, whether that is for parents, family, friends, or children. I'd also like to recognize our colleges and schools, which are central to our academic mission, and thank my colleagues, Deans Bill LaCourse, Keith Bowman, Dana Bradley, and of course our newly appointed CAST Interim Dean, Kimberly Moffett. I also hope that each of you will join me in expressing our deep appreciation to our outgoing Dean, Scott Casper, who has been an exceptional leader and colleague during his 7 years at UMBC. We wish him well in his new post as president of the American Antiquarian Society. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Philip. We are here on campus, and I really am here in the Commons with the library behind me, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of privilege to be a part of this community. I was inspired by the stories of our students, of our faculty, of staff members, the diversity of people talking from very different perspectives, the research they talked about, the service that we're giving. I had the chance to talk with some of the wonderful paraprofessionals in residential life, students, the other day. And it occurred to me to ask them this question. When students ask you why you have hope, what will you say? What gives us hope? And I thought I'd have to wait a while before students began to think and to reflect and to say something. But all of a sudden in the chat room, you started seeing answers, one after the other. I mean, dozens of people with answers. And when I've gone back and looked at it, those answers had to do with they get hope from their families, they get hope from their faith, they get hope from their friends, from fellow students, from UMBC, from being a part of this environment, from faculty and staff. And it invigorated me to think about the fact that we can empower each other. This is a part of what it means to be the Empowered University. Some of you know that normally I would be giving a State of the University address, but the State of the University address has been given by all of the faculty, staff, and students and the leaders that you've heard from. What's significant to me is that after 34 years here, with 29 or so as president, what I thought about was that we have the empowerment of the next generation of leaders for our campus, from the students to faculty to staff. And it's inspiring to see us all from different generations with those same values involving inclusive excellence, the importance of people, the importance of the academic program. I want you to know that we recognize this is a very difficult time for everyone, and for some more than others. And I'd like to take just a moment of silence for people who are suffering in so many ways, from the coronavirus to issues involving violence, to all the challenges of structural racism, to people who have lost loved ones because of COVID and other health challenges, to people who've lost their jobs, to families who are working with us right now to figure out how someone can come back to college. So just a moment of silence, both of gratefulness for each other and of compassion for those we may not even know. Just a moment of silence. Thank you. And finally, about these stories, I've got all these comeback stories. This is this finishing line, this new initiative involving getting people who almost graduated from UMBC to come back and graduate. And they gave me a lot of examples here. A young man, Christopher Lee, who hadn't been here since 2013, but is coming back this semester to finish his language requirement to have his degree in psychology. To Sydney Golden, who is a writing and design specialist for the National Portrait Gallery. Very impressive. Who's already established in her career, and yet she's coming back to complete her degree in English with a track in communications and technology. She was here last in 2011. And finally, Steve Hackman, who's a computer science major, who's also coming back to finish a language requirement. But we have large numbers of people who are coming back to complete those degrees, which is wonderful for their families. It's also wonderful for our enrollment. We're still working to build the enrollment to where it needs to be. We are a very healthy campus, and we are preparing for this year. I want you to think about all the ways in which UMBC can contribute to solving the problems of our society. The health problems, of course, and pandemic, and the disproportionate numbers of people of color who are suffering in this time, and people from low-income backgrounds. But I also want you to think about how we as a campus will be working to address social injustice, structural racism, sexism, ways in which we have disparities, discrimination against whether the people LGBTQ, women, African Americans, Latino, the Chinese population, people of Asian background, from every background. The fact is that we know we as a society can be much better, and the university can be much better. And so when we think about our alumni, and some of them are on the phone, we've talked about some of the scientists and physicians, but we've got all kinds of people, teachers and social workers, lawyers and others, all of whom are working to help people during this very difficult time. And so remember that the work we're doing is very noble, that we are learning how to solve problems in a very special way, that we're being honest, we're empowered to look in the mirror at ourselves as a campus, as individuals, and to say we can do more through what we do in the classroom, what we do beyond the classroom. We are that special community. And so I'm going to challenge you, as I always do, to watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. It is such an honor to be the president of UMBC. I still can't believe I'm this blessed. And now, if you would stand wherever you are for the singing of the alma mater. We are being as creative here as we can, and keep hope alive. Thank you.